Shalom and namaste everyone. Welcome to part 5 of an Israeli person explaining, breaking down the Israeli point of view of scenes from the movie Dhurandhar number 2. If you haven't seen the, I think it's number 5. If you haven't seen the fourth videos before, feel free to go watch it before. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it because this has spoilers all over, okay? Today we're going to talk about the relationship between Israel and India. And I know, I am the one who always constantly telling you, oh, this has related to Israel, blah, blah, blah. But this time it's all you, and I'm super proud of you for that. Today we're going to talk about how Agent Jesse, that everyone in Pakistan knows as Hamza, was finally revealed that he is a secret agent. He was captured and brought to questioning in the Pakistani police. Now, we all see what this questioning is, and honestly, most of us realize by now that the whole torturing someone to get information, it's not really an effective way. So the majority of the world just mostly stopped because it's not how you get an actual information. While he is being tortured, we are seeing a very interesting conversation between a very higher up person in the Pakistani police government and a person who represents the Indian government. The same person who sent Jesse to be the secret agent. For a really long time, Israel and India never admit that they are working together. But I think because Narendra Modi ji became the prime minister, it's kind of changed. But the person on the phone call from the Indian side let the Pakistani know that they're working with Israel. He said, I know that a person from Pakistan, a person who's very high up in Pakistan, is selling information to Israel. And this is very important. First of all, if we put India and Israel aside for a second, the Pakistani person said that they are shaheeds. The most important thing for them is to be who they are. They are proud of who they are, and they are not working or believing infidels. They don't believe people who are not practicing the same thing. And what the representative of India is telling him, not only is he saying that they know that the Pakistani person sold information to Israel, but he is also saying Israel and India are working together. The two infidels that you like to call not a good thing because they're not having the same ideology and the same mindset as you, are actually working together to destroy everything you're working so hard to build. All this extreme opinion, all this extreme ideology, it's all gonna crumble down thanks to infidels like us, like you and me. India admits that they are working with Israeli intelligence, and more than that, India is saying to the Pakistani people, we are a strong nation and we are choosing our allies based on our own interest. When the Indian representative saying the word Israel, he is using us, he is using my country as a psychological weapon. His message is, if you gave an Israeli information, we already have this. And more than that, he's saying if the Israelis are involved, you cannot keep a secret. The infidels are working together to build a safe space to every single infidel who just wants to live in peace. You see, this is very interesting because both India and Israel are saying together that they are willing to change the rules of the game and they are willing to fight the radical Islamic Ummah that is trying to hurt every infidel in this world. And I want to say to the government of India that actually brought Narendra Modi ji back to Israel 2 times now, and the one who is deciding that we are a good ally, and the one who are using intelligence from Israel, you are welcome. I am so happy to see both of our agent civilizations finally realizing the governments, because again, the people were always working together and the people were always cool with each other, but finally, the governments realized that it's better to work together, that it's better that all the civilizations gonna stick together, especially when we have the same enemy. The representative of the government of India is saying the word Israel to also prove another thing. Remember how in the beginning of the movie, Jesse says that he and his family were extremely patriotic, but they didn't felt like the government is having their back. It was so emotional for me to see that at the end of the movie, Jesse is actually realizing that the government is fighting for him, even though he's in a different country and he is being tortured right now. There are people who knowing exactly where he is, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure he will come back home. Personally, for me, this was much more interesting and important than just hearing, oh yeah, we're using Israeli intelligence. In Israel, we have the concept of no soldier being left behind. Israel will go to crazy operations all over the world, like the Entebbe operation that I made a video about it, just to bring back people. It doesn't matter if they're soldiers, if they're civilians, and it doesn't matter how many years have passed, Israel will always do everything it can to bring every person back home. And to see that the Indian government is doing the same thing for Jesse, that was the moment when the story changed from a story about revenge to a story about national respect. The country was finally there for him, just like how he was there for her. And by the way, do you remember we talked about how leaders not really practicing what they're preaching sometimes? I was so surprised to see it was the Pakistani who chose to sell his own country for a little bit of money. That's all for this video. I was so honored, and honestly, I had the biggest smile on my face when he said the Israelis, the Jews. I was like, hey, he's talking about us. That was very that was fun. Honestly, that was so much fun. I will see you next video. Lehitraot everyone. Alvida.